they starting on? They're starting on. Starting on Ohana. Oh, there it is. I should probably change that real quick. Oh my goodness. Those are some games. Those weren't bad. Just waiting on the make sure he's ready. And we'll go ahead and go. Alright. So this is going to be a best of 3 between... Actually, I'm not even sure if the M's been diamond or not. I think he is. I'm pretty sure the M is diamond as well. I know he's Polish. Fairly certain he's Polish, so... he is unranked on NA, but... Let's see. Yeah, he's diamond. He's diamond on their roster, so... Should be a diamond TVZ coming up. Starting on Ohana, best of 3 series. Just my first game against PSosa was a TVZ, and I ended up doing something ridiculous and kind of going into mech and kind of ruining his night a little bit more. But to see if that's going to be the case here with a new player. Starting down here in the bottom right from Team Bearsloths in orange, he is our Terran player, the M. And his opponent up on the top left from All Inspiration from Peru. So neither one of these players, despite playing on the NA server, are actually in North America. Here's our pink Zerg player from All Inspiration. It's PSosa. I'm actually going to quickly change. I'm just kind of testing out some things. Trying to play with using only selected health bars, which is kind of awkward for me. Just like looking at it, it looks a little bit strange, but it can be a little bit cleaner for a cast. So I'll go ahead and test out, trying to play with that on rather than just normal stuff. Players just chatting about the fact that while the M is lagging a little bit. He's really prone to, he's really afraid of 2 racks. I'm not sure necessarily if he does this on ladder all the time or it's just in matches where he's playing a CTL person, but he sends his overlords out in paths to actually scout for the proxy racks rather than just going across the map and looking, and then he drone scouts. So making sure he's extremely safe in this, but we are going to have a pause here just for a moment. Well, hopefully the M's able to clear up some of his lag issues. The sound might be too loud as well. Yeah, it's probably too loud. So, just wait a little bit to make sure this he gets this settled out. Alright, there we go. So not too much exciting coming onto us. It's a pretty standard opener from both players. Imagine we'll see a hatchery coming down here near catches coming down here for PSosa at his natural. And we do have what looks to be a Reaper expand coming out of our Terran player. So both players opting for a safe play. And again, PSosa with these overlords knows that he is going to be safe. Checking absolutely every proxy location he possibly can. And with his drone getting in, he's going to be absolutely certain that nothing is coming across the map right now at this moment. No gas taken here just yet for Pisosa. I'm not sure what the laughter about. I think I think this depot may have been down, and he probably raised it right as Pisosa's drone hit it. It made the drone walk all the way around. Yeah. I'm a good guesser. What can I say? Pisosa he's even scouting for bunkers. He's probably played Ninkazi a few times. Ninkazi is a fan of. He doesn't necessarily bunker rush. I mean, yes, you kind of consider that. He just makes a bunker and sends his first Reaper or two over to that bunker. Just try to be a little bit annoying. If the bunker does get up, all it is a noise. It's not really going to kill anything, but it can be frustrating for a Zerg player to actually deal with it effectively. Reaper does get in. It's going to scout. Well, I don't even think I actually saw the gases, so it's not really going to scout anything other than the fact that there's 4 lings out. And there's a hatchery up at the natural base. Wait, did one of those go down? No. Not insane. Okay. Not insane. Good stuff. Another command center on its way from the M's, about 70% completed here. Factory on the way as well. I like this play. I've been seeing it more often. You make one Reaper, then you go directly into Marine production. Actually, he's not even going to switch over to Hellions, it doesn't look like. Maybe he's going to get 4 Marines and then switch to Hellions, rather than going for like 2 or 3 Reapers. 3 Reapers, I think. We do see sometimes. I think Flash is a fan of doing that, but looks like it's just going to be some Marines, and well, there's a tech lab coming down on the factory and a starport, and there is a second gas, so Banshees are a possibility, or even just going for tanks and maybe some an early medevac or 2, just for a really powerful early push with a good amount of Marines, and early medevacs are surprisingly strong. That healing power when there's basically no upgrades in the game, probably not gonna have speed, probably don't have Bailey Nest, so the medevac's gonna be really, really frightening, and there is gonna be a tank on the way, so it looks like it is going to be a medevac here in just a moment once he has the minerals for it. So you could take these first 8 Marines and drop them. There we go. Medevac on the way. Pisosa's Overlord very nicely timed. He's going to walk in here and see absolutely everything. Sees the Marine count. Sees that there's a tank even popping out. So he knows all. He saw that the starport was producing, so he knows that's going to be a medevac. So now you can prepare for it. He does have a Roach Warren on the way. He's starting to kind of wall off at his natural here to kind of help out. Make that a little bit more of a choke, but this is still going to be a scary push. Is there speed even finished? No, he never actually got speed. He completely skipped going for that. He is up to 3 gases and not even on a 3rd hatchery yet, so this is going to be an interesting hold from him. I think with speed this is a little bit easier, but with just roaches and some queens, this can be, well, it could be really difficult. And it is still, of course, up to the EM to actually walk across the field and do that. He does load up the medevac. Tank is sitting back home, however, so looks like the tank is just going to be defensive. The medevac is just going to go be as annoying as it possibly can, so this push isn't going to be quite as... Did I never change the overlay? My apologies. I'm an idiot. Herp dip. Yeah, that was dumb. Oh, because when we paused, I changed it, and I never changed back when we unpaused. That was stupid. Anyway, medevac is about to come in and drop. He's also going to get about a 5-second warning whenever it passes over this overlord, but that's going to be about all he has. He's got 9 roaches out right now. He's got some lings, but of course those lings don't actually have speed. So Pisosa sees this now. Is he going to react? There he goes. Roaches are flying into the main as fast as they possibly can, but roaches are pretty slow. At least. This still shouldn't get too much done. It may actually pick off the queen, but without stim or anything, this is just going to get picked up and it's going to leave. Yeah. Going to pick that up and leave. There is another medevac drop coming from the right side, but the 3rd base isn't actually here. It doesn't look like Pisosa really cares to make a 3rd base. He's going to try to pick up this overlord, which he may very well do, and in fact he is going to do. Okay, that was very, very close, but yes. He will do that, and it looks like Pisosa is just going to walk across the field with a ton of 1/1 roaches. He's just now starting speed. I imagine he's going to take his 3rd base behind this here in a moment. He cancels that tumor. Doesn't want to get that sniped off. It's a whole lot of roaches, and the M should know by now what is coming. And he's already got 3 tanks out, so this 1/1 attack isn't really going to be able to do much of anything. It is still powerful. It is still going to be a lot of roaches, but CTsix is going to go ahead and need to take this third base. Third hatchery is on the way. We don't see. Okay, I was going to say we don't see a third command center coming down from the M, but there it is, in fact, coming down at the moment. So he will have that in his arsenal as well pretty soon. No stem, no other upgrades for the units of our Terran player here just yet. Did he lose all those Marines? Yeah, he lost a bunch of Marines up here during a drop that I completely missed. That was poorly done by my part. So these roaches playing drop defense, doing very well with that. Yeah, that's about it. Roach speed on the way. +1/+1 is finished here for CTsix, so he could try to walk across the field and try to do some damage, but again, with these 4 tanks now, I sincerely doubt CTsix is going to want to do too much against this. It looks like a lot of these roaches are just going to be for safety purposes, just in case there was an early attack. When CTsix went in with his overload, he never actually saw the third command center, and the third command center was fairly late here out of the M, so you know, both players are going to be sitting on even bases. CTsix is he's droning up his third base here. He's going to get that saturated pretty quickly. No 2-2 on the way just yet. Still a lot of roaches in production. He's already got 21. He's got 4 more on the way. So 25 is a pretty good number. Pretty good number to have this early on, but not something he's going to want to get super hyper aggressive with. And there we go. 2-2 in production. Spire in production even as well. So CTsix, I'm not sure if he's going to... Well, if there are tanks, then, you know, going into mutas after this 1-1 can be pretty frightening for the Terran player to deal with. Are there any turrets up? No, there's no turrets. No turrets at all. But the M is moving out on the map now. 4th base is, you know, it's going to be attempted from CTsix, so that's going to have to get canceled. Or that's going to get knocked down very, very easily. No, actually, the M's going to walk right into a few roaches, so she's just going to get a little bit of a warning, but not quite pulling away from all of this. And we got the hatchery. It is canceled. It looks like the M's going to be pretty content with just doing that and maybe just go ahead and walk on home. Just want to get surrounded with really not a lot of units out right now. 11 more roaches on production. Looks like CTsix is going to try to pounce on these tanks and get some kills. There we go. A couple of them are going down. They're trying to siege up, but without that siege immediately, they're not going to get much damage done. And 4 tanks, well, CTsix is not really paying attention to this either. A little bit of a missed micro there. He could have picked off these extra 2 tanks, but as it stands, both players lose a lot of units there. 3 tanks go down, and all of the roaches that CTsix had have gone down as well. So he's needing to reproduce that. And he's actually going for a corruptor, a single corruptor. Probably just a misclick. Overlord trying to run for his poor little life and get on out of there. And is CTsix switching into... Is he like setting up to go Broodlords really late or something? Because this is going to be insane. He's getting a Carapace upgrade for his heir, actually. And there you go. Baneling Nest coming down now. So it looks like he's going to get 2-2 on his melee and then maybe switch into Ling Bling. And eventually, I assume, some Mulus with the Spire, but it's an interesting play. He's going to have 2-2. He's got a lot of units. He's forcing out a lot of tanks, so it's probably his desire, realizing that the follow-up from the M is going to be just a lot of tanks and more tanks, more and more tanks. Not going to think about Mulus being a factor, but if CTsix shows up suddenly with a bunch of mutas and just gets on top of these tanks while his Roach army takes care of the bio, it's going to be a little frightening here for the M. I'm trying to move out on the map, see what he can get done, but roaches are set up in a nice position. There are no upgrades on these Zerglings other than the Carapace upgrade. There we go. Melee upgrade is on the way. Baneling speed on the way. There's 8 more corruptors in production. What is that for? But big stem forward here from the M is going to go directly into all of these roaches, and there's really not much firepower over here for CTsix, so this 4th base is going to go down. That's not even going to get set up. Some banelings were being attempted to create, but that's not going to happen either. And this is looking a little scary right now for CTsix. He's kind of caught in this position where he was trying to tech switch, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to actually get to that tech switch the way he wants to. Looks like he's going to walk on around the back side of this army, get on top of all these tanks and knock those down, which is going to be nice. Still 1 tank remains in all of this bio, however, so more and more units falling down here for Peace. So there's 30 Lings in production, but those are going to have to turn into Banelings very quickly. And not much of a bank right now for our Zerg player. With the 4th base completed now for the M, he's going to start taking a bit of a lead in this game. Definitely a bit of a lead there. Denying this 4th base. There is another hatchery over on the left side here for Pisosa, but 0 drones over the right now. In the worker count, you can see 72 to 62 in favor of our Terran player. Still no mutas or anything on the way. Is there a hive on the way? No hive on the way either. We got +2 Carapace. I really feel like he wants to go for Broodlords or something. Or maybe he's like making these Corruptors preemptively for I don't know what. Right now these Corruptors are just completely wasted supply, and that's 9 of them, so okay, it's just a matter of time before something gets done with those, unless he's trying to just snipe medevacs, but there are already 12, 11, 13 medevacs out? No, 11 medevacs out. Count really well. There's already 11 medevacs, so Corruptors aren't going to be able to do too well against that without any hiders to back this up either. It's a bit of a problem. We do have 3-3 on the way here for the M, and no such upgrades coming out of Pisosa. I mean, he's got 2-2 for his ranged attack in the Carapace. I think he's going to walk in here with this army, but there's really not much firepower. There's basically no splash. Oh god, where did those Banelings come from? How did I not see them? Oh, he just lagged apparently. I don't think it's a big deal. He is up 70 supply right now. He just killed absolutely everything there. I mean, Pisosa did get on top of that with all of his Banelings and killed a lot of stuff, but you can see the worker, or the units, this unit's killed right now is just completely in favor of our orange Terran here. Resources lost 7,000 in favor of the Terran player. This 4th base is barely set up right now for Piso, so he's trying to make Lings and Banelings, but when you're trying to make Lings and Banelings against an army that is already a factor over here, you're not gonna have a good time. 3rd hatchery does get on for Pisosa here. The M just setting himself up in a really nice spot. He's going to kill a lot more drones. He's already up to 7. The rest of these are going to die as well. No burrow or anything. Pisosa wisely, he's picking up all the reinforcements that are coming from the back of the Terran's base, but there's still really no way to deal with this actual army that is over in his base. It's 195 supply to 110 right now. Pisosa are going to try to roll in here. No splits to speak of from the M, but honestly, it does not matter. 3-3 finishing up here momentarily, but not really going to be needed in this game. Pisosa should be tapping out here somewhat soon. A 70 supply lead now for our Terran player. Looks like he is going to be taking game number 1 here. Pisosa evacuating that natural base, but 19 roaches are not going to do it, especially when not all of them are popping out at the same place. Bayonuts even going down. He does cancel all those that were at his natural, so he's not going to waste that money, but I'm not necessarily sure. He's trying to stick in this and see what he can do, but honestly, this is so much buyout right now, and just a massive supply lead. Over 100 supply in the advantage here for the M. He's making more and more racks back home. We've even got some extra factories. There we go. Pieces are going to call GG and tap out of game number 1. So, the M's going to take a quick 1-0 advantage here in this best-of-3 series. Again, this is a CT6 weekly tournament for Platinum and Diamond players. I am TB Ham. This is part of the Choba Team League, kind of. It's a sponsored event. So, yeah. My eyes. Gotta wake up. What? We're gonna go to Pisosa. Angry puppy is angry. He's not a fan of when people exist. Makes him very angry. Okay, so I guess the M actually lives in the UK. He's just actually from Poland. Oh, wow. I'm not going to repeat that. Okay, map number 2 is going to be Metalopolis. Maybe I'll actually pick the right one. There we go. There's a surprisingly low number of CT6 players. There's usually like 4 or 5 at least, but there's only 2 today. There's 2 people from Bearslaus. Resker is already in the finals, waiting for the victor of this match. And then there were 3 all-in players. I lost in the first round to Pisosa, and CTsix lost in the first round to the M. Just waiting for the M to say he's ready. There we go. So we are getting into game number 2. It's going to be on Metalopolis. Metalopolis. We're still using the Dream Pool for some reason in this tournament. I imagine because 1 HP is a Zerg player, and these maps are hilarious for Zergs. Or just because he was too lazy to change it. One of those 2. Okay, actually did it correctly. Spawning down here in the bottom of Metalopolis in orange. He's up 1-0 in this best of 3. From Bearslaus, it is the M. And his opponent up in the top right from All Inspiration needs to win this match. He wins this game to continue his hopes for this tournament. It's our pink Zerg player, it's Pisosa. So I'm in. Okay. Assuming he was just lagging too hard. Maybe we can let him host. Oh no, he's. VM did disconnect, okay. I just never got a disconnect screen from him, so he crashed pretty hard, I guess. So, yeah, that's the thing. We'll wait for him to get back as long as we can. I believe it's 10 minutes before you time out, so. Oh, he's actually already my friend. How about that? So I can just watch for him. So we'll just take a few moments to actually get this back and rolling again. Holy hell, I'm sleepy. For those of you who don't know, the CTL Grand Finals and Consolation match cast will be tomorrow. The Consolation match will start around 5:30. And the final will start around 8:30. Both those times are Eastern and also PM. So do tune into those. Those will be on the Chobo Team League twitch.tv/Chobo Team League. I will be observing for those. I will not be casting. Well, I didn't really cast this much this season. It'd be kind of rude for me to cast the 2 biggest games of this season. So the consolation match will be cast by Polar and Dot and Straber. They did a lot of casting this season, and then the finals will be cast by Couchy and G-Dog Casey. They both cast nearly every week. I think Casey, he cast every single week. He cast every one of All Inspiration's matchups. Couchy probably cast at least 5 or 6, if not more. So. Okay, the game is back, so we will be getting back into the game. That was early enough. We're not going to try to, like, what's the word I'm looking for? We're not going to try to, like, resume for replay or anything like that. It'd be silly. There's some car alarm going off in my parking lot, so if you can hear that, I apologize, but people are bad at everything. This car does this like every once in a while. Goodness gracious. It goes off and goes off and goes off and stops for a second, and then continues going off again. Then it'll stop for like 10 minutes, and then it'll go off again. Alright, so getting back into game number 2. Oh, hey, my cam's not working. How sad. How sad. I don't exist. I don't exist? Wow. I guess my cam was off, so I didn't really exist. It's pretty rude. Super duper. So once again, actually the same spawning position, so that's nice. Spawning down in the bottom right from the Embarrassed Loss, our orange Terran player. Hopefully he will not disconnect this time. It is the M. I'm not sure what he was talking about working or not, but we'll see. And in the top, from All Inspiration, it is our pink Zerg player, it's CTsix. So basically, since he's lagging, CTsix just needs to go bling bling and make it so the M can actually split and win that way, right? It's totally legitimate. It's not an illegitimate way. It's not an illegitimate way to win. And no, this is not a Bear Sloth channel now. We'll throw up the overlay. Just be like, what's up? I doubt you're going to see too much either of the other player. Well, I mean, the M, he could try and go for proxy racks on this map. It's pretty easy to get across, but it's, again, CTsix, he scouts for these things. He sends his overlords to the direction that he sends them, specifically to catch proxy racks or proxy gates, and then he drone scouts as well behind it, so he just makes sure he's extremely safe. It's easy enough to, I mean, if you're going to play somebody and it is a best of 3 series or like this, you always want to cheese them on their map pick, because they have an idea of what they want to do, so you can just completely screw that plan up by cheesing them. So it's a possibility, but the M is not going to go for that. He's actually just going to go for same standard opener as the prior game. Same with CTsix, going for this hatchery first. Probably gasless into a pool. To see what he decides to do from there. This could be a good map to try to just bust on, do something like a Roach Bane all in. It's easy to get across the map. It's very difficult to actually wall off completely. There's so much space in this area in the natural, but of course the M's he's gonna realize that, and he's gonna prepare for that accordingly. Make sure he's not gonna be killed very easily by some sort of bust. And even a ton of early speed things can be extremely annoying. But with repair and with the ability to actually lift off command centers, shouldn't be too frightening for the M to actually deal with. And in any light, he isn't actually getting gas yet, so it's not going to be an early speed or anything. He could even try to go for an early third hatchery, but he's probably just setting up his money to go directly into a couple of queens, maybe a few lings, probably 4. Shoo away this Reaper. This Reaper's going to get up here so fast. Lings are still going to take a little bit to get out. And we go 4 lings, 2 queens in production. Reaper actually going to be tickling this spawning pool for a little while, it seems. Because that makes sense. There we go. Lings is going to chase around this Reaper for a little while. He's doing really nicely. He's going to try to catch this and get a little bit of damage done. Maybe surround it, but no. The M is paying attention. It's very difficult to surround a Reaper, especially with only 4 lings, and when they don't have speed. So, not a surprise there that the M was able to get out of there. He got all the information he wanted. He saw there was no gas. He saw the pool came up when it did, so it meant hatch first, even though he hasn't actually seen the hatchery. He did see the creep, so he does know that that is there. Once again, same exact follow-up here from the M, going for these double marine production, going for the factory, but it's possible he could go for a little bit of a different play here. Given that he didn't leave room to actually make an add-on on this factory. Okay, there goes. He is lifting it. He is going for the tech lab once again on that. Second gas has finished up here for the end, so could be early tanks once again, and still could try and go for a Banshee. Banshees can be annoying for a Zerg player early on, especially when all they're really going to have is queens. CTsix hasn't taken his absolutely no gas, so any detection he's going to have to rely on is going to be through spore crawlers. Which means if it were to be Banshees, it's going to take a long time for CTsix to actually be able to move out until he gets spore crawlers actually placed where he wanted them. But It's not going to be that. It's just going to be this tank play once again. An early medevac for that early drop kind of play. So exactly the same as the previous game. And Pisos on the same side. Pisos is doing the exact same thing he did in the prior game. But he is taking a much earlier third this game. And the fact that he's actually taking a third base. Something he didn't really do for a very long time in the first game. He is droning quite hard right now. He's up to 37 drones already, and 6 more are popping right now. So 45 drones to 28. So that is quite the worker advantage right now. And a 4th gas being taken here. So looking like Pisos is just going to go for that Ling Bling Muta playstyle. Speed is finally on the way. No banding nest just yet. Would expect to see that somewhat soon, but for the time being, he's just gonna try and deal with whatever the M sends it at him with his queens and with just a few speedlings. There is a medevac drop moving out already. Some decent overlord spread here for Pisos. He may actually catch a glimpse of the medevac over at this location. It's possible. Yeah, it's gonna walk right past it, I think. Yeah, right in the vision there of that overlord, so he is gonna be able to handle it. And it's possible he didn't actually see it. It can be difficult to actually just catch that walking past you. And the medevac will scoot on. Ooh, I love it. He's going to put the drop right in this location. These do not have stem. They don't have combat shield even, so they're not that powerful. But it is annoying, and they could walk in and just snipe, take out some drones. Take out the queen even if he wants to. But I think his plan is just to pick off drones. That's all he really wants to do is kill as many drones as he possibly can. Lower that count a little bit. There's no bailing nest. There's not really many lings out either. There's only 3 in fact, so really there isn't much to push this away. There we go. Lings are popping out. He is trying to go for that pull, but 3, 4, 5 queens now showing up to push this medevac drop away. So 5 workers were killed off there by the M. So it's a decent enough job. He didn't lose. He lost absolutely nothing for that. Yeah, his stem is a little bit delayed. By a little bit, I mean a lot bit delayed. He's still just now getting a tech lab on his extra barracks back here, so stem is still pretty far away. Spire is not on the way. I was expecting Spire to be on the way, but it's not. Imagine Spire will be on the way somewhat soon. Pisos even taking a macro hatchery, so 48 to 40 workers just about here, actually taking 2 macro hatcheries, so wow. That is extremely early to do that, but he saw the opener. He realizes that this is the same thing I faced last game. My opponent is playing extremely safe, extremely reserved. He's going to just sit back and kind of turtle for a while. He does see that the 3rd is building as well. Does the M see the M actually does see this overlord as well, so he can take that whenever he wants. But 1-1 finishing here for Pisos. He doesn't have a ton of lings out. He's only up to 37, so it's not really, it's not really enough to actually go across the map and bust. And with all these tanks, again, it's gonna be really difficult to actually bust in here. But again, a lot of open space back here. Banelings with speed could just roll on in and take out a bunch of workers if Pisos wanted to. Macro hatcheries are finishing up, and look at all these queens. So many injects, so many larvae are going to be available, and he's spinning them. He's got 28 more lings in production here. He's got 2 on the way as well. There we go. Some banelings finally being morphed in over here. What is that? 14 banelings being morphed right now. Is this Reaper going to see? I think the Reaper actually saw. The Reaper's on the watchtower, so they saw that. All these tanks are now set up. Oh gosh, does he see this? Oh, he realizes that the army is here. Is he just going to walk around it, or is he going to actually still go into this? He doesn't realize that the tanks are here, I don't think. He should. He's about to figure out that tanks are here. More banelings being created, but the lings should get right on top of these tanks, at least try to. Banelings is crashing into tanks, actually. So that's pretty ineffective in its own, but yeah. Okay. That's one way to play, I suppose. Pisos will escape with some of his banelings, and he's still just flooding so many units. 46 lings in production. That is so much. Again, 5 hatcheries, 4 of them being injected. All 5 of them are being injected right now, so this is just going to be constant units for an extremely long time. DM is on 5 barracks right now, so he is going to be able to produce pretty well, but he's going to need to put these tanks in good position to actually deal with this. 2 of them are up here on the high ground. There's really nothing covering the natural here. Pisos is going to walk on in to the natural base. All the bio is going to come on back, but without the tank fire to help them and no splits. Again, the M has definitely been complaining about some lag issues, and it's I mean, splitting is hard enough, but when you're splitting, when you probably have, I don't know, 200, 300 latency, that is even worse. 12 workers went down here, and still just nothing but Lings and Banes in production. The third base is here. We do have 3 command centers of mules, but that's only good when your opponent stops attacking, and Pisos is probably never going to stop attacking. He's going to get on top of these tanks as best as he can. Tanks are taking some friendly fire even. Tuling's going to almost take out the last tank. 2-2 is about to finish up here. Had the 2-2 finished up, that last tank would have gone down, but still, more and more units walking in here. Pisos is splitting off his units as best as he possibly can. Going to get on top of these last couple of tanks, take those out. Now there's nothing but a little bit of bile left. 107 supply to 80, and still, look at the production. 40 Lings in production. There we go. The M's going to call GG there, so well played by Pisos, realizing exactly what his opponent was doing. Knowing his playstyle, you get that read that early in a series, and just countering his playstyle as best as you possibly can. It's a good plan. He also knew what to do. He knew how to react to what the M was doing. And he took game number 2 here, so we are going to get into game number 3 as soon as possibly can. Just going to wait on the M's map pick. The M's talking chat. Okay, now that the map that's the most Z favored is out of the way, let's go with Akalon, which is probably the most Terran favored, and I'm pretty sure Pisos hates this map. It is true, though. I mean, that natural is ridiculous. I'm just gonna wait for the M to say that he is ready. We should get into game number 3. There we go, starting up now. Love the chat. Love the support you guys are giving for your players. It's nice to see. What the? Oh, we. Shit. We could have played on it. It's the same. Actually, I'm not sure. I think there might be rocks blocking. And did they take the watchtowers out or something? Oh my gosh, I hate this stuff. Second time I've done it. Second time I've done it today. This is why I like being able to use ladder maps, because it just, you can actually look at them. He's supposed to give me hell again. Oh, goodness. I am so awake. Yeah, it's a best of 3. Sorry. Okay, please just actually switch in. Thank you. Waiting on Pisos's go. We will go. There we go. Counting down into the correct version of this map. Sweet. Alrighty. Spawning here in the top left from the Bears loss. One game one, lost game number two. This is his map pick. In orange, it's the M. I realized I already said Bears lost once, so I guess I won't say it again. No, I just did. And his opponent spawning in the bottom right. In pink from All Inspiration is their captain. It's CTsix. So far, we have seen the same play from the M. Nothing out of the ordinary from a Terran player. Looks like it. Just guessing off the rally, the secondary rally of this SCV. He's going to be doing the same sort of build. Could change it up a little bit. CTsix, he countered that play pretty hard on the last map. Granted, that map is a lot easier to send lings and blings all over the place, so no surprise really for him to be doing that. Wait and see what is actually done here by both players. Bears coming down. Once again, Overlords sit into areas where you would expect to see a proxy. And a drone scout coming out, so they're still playing the exact same. The M playing the exact same as well. Going for the 12 or X12 gas. And then directly just continue making SCVs. So expect to see one Reaper, then directly into a reactor on the barracks and some Marines, and then we're going to get some tanks. So it's going to be kind of up to CTsix to decide what he wants to do against this in this game. He's going to go for the same 5 hatchling bling play that we saw. He's going to try something else out here in game number 3. Again, this is the CTsix Weekly. This is the semi-finals. We will have the finals after this with the victor of this game against Resker from the Bears loss as well. So we have a Bears loss for Bears loss final, or we'll have another all-in versus Bears loss matchup. Bears loss were they in our group? Can't remember. Yeah, Bears loss were in Group B. Yeah, Bears loss had a decent season this go around here. They did finish 4th in Group B. They went out in the playoffs pretty hard, but after not making the playoffs last season, this is an improvement for them, so that's nice to see. And their logo is just well made, so they deserve to win things. That's just all there is to it. If you have a good logo, you deserve to be in a good spot. So there's that. All-In's logo is pretty good. Confed's logo is pretty good. Those are the finals. Unrivaled CTsix, I mean, Unrivaled's got an HD remake, so it looks a little bit better now. CTsix's logo has always been pretty decent. It got remade probably 4 seasons ago. Their original logo was pretty sad, but the one they have now is pretty nice. So, key to winning in the CTL is definitely just having a good logo. Confirmed. Factory on the way, second gas on the way, so nothing new from the M. So he got a little bit of an earlier gas this game, it seems. He's got enough for speed now. He's going to go directly into lair, actually. So this will likely be for quick mutas or something, because he's not got a Roachborn down that's extremely fast lair. He's going to try to push away this Reaper so it's not able to get in. The Ling's over on the left side of this ledge here. Going to be able to try and keep that back as well. No extra gas is coming down for CTsix just yet, so this lair is... Okay, there we go. 1 extra gas. Are there going to be more or not? He's got 8 drones in production here. Once these pop, expect to see a little bit more in regards to what exact tech CTsix is going to go for. If it is indeed quick mutas, these early tanks aren't really going to do anything, and this early drop's going to get shut down pretty hard as well. It is going to still kind of depend on how much CTsix is able to defend. Last game he did lose a few workers to that early 8 Marine drop, so hopefully you'll be able to do a little bit better against that this game. We go 2 more gases on the way, and there is the Spire. So by the time the Spire finishes, CTsix is going to have a pretty good gas count. We're going to make 4 or 5 mutas pretty easily. Medevac on the way. And where are those Marines? Where'd the Marines go? The Marines are just chilling over here. Look for. Oh, they're going to try and grab this Overlord. Goes down. It's a good pick off there by the M. A little sloppy by CTsix, leaving the Overlord in range rather than putting it somewhere where it's not going to just die immediately. CTsix, he's feeling confident enough that he doesn't actually have to scout. Losing that Overlord kind of hurts him, so he's not going to be able to actually scout too well. But 14 links in production. We got a couple Spore Collars. Spore Collars probably just waiting for that drop to come across the map, honestly. And there it is. The drop is on its way. Got Spores set up. He's got some Lings set up as well, so the drop's not going to do nearly as much. Spire finishing up here in about 10 seconds. Well, a little bit longer than that. And he's going to have gas for probably 6 mutas. Okay, maybe go 5. Let's go 5. You're going to have close to 6. You go. Drop is down. Lings are here. I think he saw the Spore Carbs like, yeah, I'm not going to deal with that. Saw the Lings too. I'm not going to deal with that. This is going to be kind of a problem now because the M hasn't really seen anything. He's going to need to scan because there we go. 4 mutas, 6 mutas in production now. I love the fact that CTsix he's actually spreading creep in this area, realizing that this is a nice spot for drops to come in at. Letting that happen is not going to be his thing. 7 mutas now in production. There are 2 engineering base, so turrets are going to be able to be put down pretty quickly, but it's nothing that the M's going to want to be spending his money on. He's only got 300 middles right now. He's only got 34 workers. He's actually going up to 4 gas geysers pretty quickly, so he's going to have a lot of gas income, but not a ton of mineral income. He's even making Marauders right now, which aren't going to help. Stim is on the way, but it is extremely far away. It has only just started. It's kind of just a matter of time before he sees... he doesn't see anything with this Reaper either, so these mutas are going to come in and be in a complete surprise. If CTsix takes it around all the way to the back and just starts picking up workers, that's probably going to be his best bet. When is the M going to see that? There he goes. He sees it now. Actually, he's going to go for stem. He's going to go directly for the... okay, he's going to go directly for the stem. Actually, he's not going to get anything. So that's kind of sad. He's going to try to pick off what he can. At the least, this is going to keep the M back in his base for a while. CTsix needs to focus on not losing any of these mutas right now, which he has. Okay, seriously, he has done. He lost 1 there. That's no fun, because once you get a really nice muta count this quickly, it becomes an extremely difficult hold for the Terran player. We are up to 9 mutas right now. 2 more are in production. He's got +1 going to be finishing up here in about 10-15 seconds. 4 pieces on those mutas as well. He really wants to. I think he really wants to grab stem. If you can pick up stem, that'd be huge. But he's just not focusing down. CTsix, please. I think focusing stem right now would be the absolute best thing he can do, because that's going to push that stem back even further. I don't know, maybe he thinks that stem's already finished and he doesn't want to bother getting combat shield, because combat shield takes very little time to actually finish up. But mutas, well, they're trying to do what they can, but so far they haven't really done much. He has killed a few tanks. He's actually killed all 3 of the tanks, which means his follow-up bling attack that might come can be a lot more powerful. But he does kill a gas geyser as well, and he's going to skip on out of there as best as he can. 3 mutas have gone down, however, so this hasn't been controlled exactly as best as it could have been by our Zerg players. So, well defended so far by the M. All he has lost are some tanks, which honestly isn't a huge deal. He's going to lose 1 medevac here, but he's going to pick up another muta for it. So, I think that's an okay trade. But this muta count is going to just keep on rising up. 3rd base is down here for CTsix, so he will eventually... Okay, there's actually the 3rd base down here. I didn't even see that. 3rd base is already up and running for CTsix. He probably will saturate this gas somewhat soon, so 3 base economy versus a 2 base economy. A 66 worker to 41 advantage here for our pink Zerg player, which is absolutely massive right now at this count, this minute marker. 12.5 minutes in this game, and you got almost a 30 worker lead. He's up to 23 workers in the lead right now, and he's got a 4th hatchery finishing up. He's even got those rocks blocked off there. He's going to pick off yet another gas geyser. Just being extremely annoying is CTsix. The walk-on out of here now forces a stem even, so these medevacs are going to have so little energy. Now, even without a reactor on the starboard here, he's not able to actually produce medevacs very well. And he doesn't have... Well, he's probably going to need to start putting down some more turrets. just to be able to actually push out of the map and do any sort of damage to his opponent. Because right now, Pisos is just macroing up like a madman. 14 more workers in production. He's going to go up to 82. Good lord. Which means he's going to be able to take these two gas guys and be at 80 drones. We all know what happens when we have 80 drones, but there we go. Banelings have finished up here for Pisos, so he's going to be nice and safe from this. Baneling speed is still a few seconds away. 1-1 going to be finishing up here relatively soon, and only 1-1 is finished here for the M. And as he moves out, Mutas just pop on in. They've got almost +2. They got +1. And now they have free reign over this natural base, which means that this army is going to have to do a ton of damage. It is a very, very large army. Pisos just really needs to start producing. He's making a ton more banelings. He's already got 15. He's got 12 more in production. This third base looking like it's going to have some issues. But once these banelings roll on in here, pre-splits are decent, but not really going to be enough. Banelings actually crashing into some marauders here. There is a tank. The tank does go down. All of this is cleaned up, and meanwhile, the natural base was killed there with those mutalisks. So Pisos will get the GG out of his opponent and will take the series and move on to the finals here, taking this series 2-1. Oy, my throat. So cool. I'm gonna boot the M from this party, grab Resker, and get on into our finals. I'm really hungry. Okay, so I'm just waiting on Pisos to give the okay to go here. We go. Oh, cam, why? Why does my camera keep doing this? Oh, I know why, because my computer's a piece of crap. So I think this is actually a best of 5 coming up here. It's supposed to be a best of 5. I think the players can choose to make it a best of 3 if they really want to. But for all intents and purposes, it may be a best of 3. I think the two of these guys played in the finals last week. I'm going to check that real quick. They did. So this is a rematch from last week's final, so that's neat. Resker did win that one 2-0. They did make it a best of 3, but Pisos had to go play his CTL match, so you played him last week. You should know. Anyway, spawning up in the top left here from Bearslaus. No, he's not really gold. Diamond player on EU from... I don't know where he's from. Can't remember. No idea. In yellow, it is CTsix. And his opponent in the bottom left in pink from All Inspiration from Peru, it is Pisos. So another game here on Aquilon Waste to start off our series. Pisos is absolutely clueless as to what happened last week. This is hilarious. Or he's just trolling. Pisos' non-native English speaker language trolling is just amazing, so... Oh, the lag guy. Aww. The BMs. Well, thus far, same openers that we've seen for the past 3 games. I'm the only Terran that Pieces has faced today that didn't open like this. I opened ridiculously, so let's not go there. Reaper on the way here for BCX, walling off at his natural. He's not going to go for that super fast expansion that his brethren was. Brethren? That's not the right word at all. Not even close. So should see a factory coming up. Well, he's only got 2 in gas. I'm not sure if that's a mistake or on purpose. Might be a mistake. Might be something he meant to do. We'll have to wait and see. That's going to put him behind actually pretty heavily. Commands that are coming down here at the natural even, so he's not really afraid of a counter ling swing. There are actually going to be 6 lings made here by CTsix, so in the previous games he's only made 4 to deal with the Reapers. But this game he's making 6. There is going to be a second Reaper follow-up here by BCX, so a little bit different. He did fix the gas issue. Those 6 lings are out. Reaper, he's going to try to pick up what he can, but does get turned into a spore collar, so well done there by CTsix, making sure he's not going to lose an early drone for no reason. Also turned a second one into an extractor. It's always annoying dealing with the natural defense early on in a game. Reaper's just going to see what they can actually do. Won't be too much, but with 2 of them, he can get a little bit more aggressive than... shoot, why can't I think of names at all? I literally just cast the guy. Get a little bit more aggressive than the M was able to but still, they are still Reapers. There are queens out. There's going to be an additional queen here at the natural here in just a moment to push this back. Actually, there's another queen in the natural already, so he's going to use the queen he's making in the main to actually start injecting there. Where are the Reapers? Where do they go? Oh, they're over here now. Those will get pushed back pretty easily. Queen's just going to say hello and push them away. And CTsix is going to put his lings in a good spot. Prevent this jump up. There he goes. Yeah, but behind this BCX, going for a very fast third command center. Going for Hellions behind this. Getting this the tech lab on the barracks. Could be for a follow-up Banshee if you really wanted to, but could also just be for stim. There is already an engineering bay on the way, so very quick upgrade out of BCX. Be interesting to see how that goes for him. Reapers being a little silly, getting in, trying to get in at least. Only a couple of gas geysers. We have 3 gas geysers now coming from CTsix, which is this is what we saw in the first game from him when he was trying. It seemed like he was trying to go for some sort of 1-1 roach timing, but oh, there he goes. He's gonna go take us their base, so we'll still just wait and see. No speed just yet. He does have the gas for it, so that's a little bit telling. I'm not sure if he's going to go into lair. We go Roach Warren coming down. 1 Evo Gym going to come down. Second Evo Gym are going to come down as well. Realizing that Hellions are going to be a factor in this game. Queen's just out front, making sure that the Hellions and the Reapers aren't able to do too much. Push those back pretty easily with those 2 queens. We go lair is on the way here in the natural. We do have double Evo chambers. Roach Warren done. Another gas being taken here, so it's possible to go for this Roach setup. Still possible to go for some bling stuff, but would more expect to see Roaches be the focus here for CTsix. There is going to be a Banshee follow-up. Is it going to have Cloak? It's not going to get Cloak. There's a second Banshee even coming up, so this is going to be kind of a scary push. There isn't really a lot that those Banshees can do without Cloak, so long as CTsix is able to actually focus us down. There are only 2 extra queens. There are the 2 queens, of course, injecting, but only a couple of extra ones to actually do some damage. And CTsix actually, he sees the Banshee now, and upon seeing that, he's going to back off a little bit. Probably, well, I would hope to make some roaches. Okay, he already has 3 roaches. Got 3 roaches, he's got some queens. He's actually going to go inject, so he's not extremely afraid of this, but he is going to be forced back just a little bit. He doesn't want to get completely caught off guard here. With the second Banshee coming in, The Banshee not going to come across the map and do anything. Doesn't seem like it. But the Hellions and the Reapers and the Banshee are going to get on top of this third base with the Roaches here. Should be able to push this away, but it is going to be annoying. Spreading out these Hellions very nicely, with the Queens focusing down on the Banshee. So a lot of units taking a whole lot of damage here. These Queens actually do have a couple of transfuses amongst themselves. Is he going to actually use them? But no, he's not going to actually need to use them at all. He's going to pick off some more Hellions. Just get one more Hellion there. So a lot of units lost here early for BCX. And that harassment or that push really didn't do anything. He retains the Banshees, and that's nice. That's definitely good to keep the Banshees alive at this stage of the game. But there's going to be a lot of Roaches coming up here pretty soon. One we're going to be finishing up. Speed coming on the way as well. Pisos is going to push these Roaches around the map, it seems. Try to come in from a nice location without actually being scouted. Keeping out of this middle area for as long as he possibly can. There are two Banshees, there's a couple Widow Mines as well. Engineering Bay, another Engineering Bay, and an Armory coming down the natural base. I kind of like how the SimCity is set up here for BCX. It's going to be really awkward for Pisos to get on in there, but more and more Roaches are on the way. The third has been almost completely saturated, so this isn't necessarily just like a 1-1 timing. This is just a kind of a Roach macro play style. He's not looking to kill his opponent right now, but he is making a lot of army units. 65 army supply to 38 right now. If you're a Pisosa, and if you push that on the map, it's going to be really, really scary. Yeah, there are these Widow Mines, but so long as this Overseer, yeah, the Overseer is coming, and of course there is no answer for the Banshees on the other side of the map, but if the damage is done with just the Roaches, that may be enough to tip Pisosa in a lead, but the longer this waits, the more and more that B6 is going to have to actually defend against this. The first two Medivacs have popped out here for Artarian player as well, so he's going to be able to actually have some healing power with this. He does not yet see the Roaches coming in, of course. He didn't knock down these rocks either. So these Roaches are going to get in on top of this third base, but actually just going to walk directly in. Widow Mines do burrow, but of course there is the Overseer actually tanking 3 Widow Mine shots, which is absolutely wonderful. More and more Roaches are going to come in behind all of this with the 1-1 with speed. They're going to get over there pretty quickly, but Widow Mine's still a pretty good factor, and the Banshees, of course, doing a ton of damage. Nice pickup from BCX. Going to walk onto the back of this. Pisos is not going to get a lot of damage done here. He did reset the army supply a little bit, but not nearly enough done there to really consider that a victory for either player. And if anything, that was definitely a win for BCX. Army supplies are relatively even right now, and without a lot of splash damage and no Hydras either. There's only a few Hydras being made right now. That DPS is just not going to really be there for Pisos. And again, the Banshees are going to be such an annoyance. 11 Hydras now in production here. Is there even an Overseer? Okay, there's a couple Overseers. I think another one was being created. I heard it. There we go. Another Overseer being made as well. BCX trying to get on top of this. These Widow Mine shots are going to be massive. Well, good split out there by Pisosa. He does keep some of those Widow Mines from just completely wrecking him, but this drop looks like it's probably going to go directly into the main base. Yes, it is indeed. Yeah, there are some units back here, but the units have to be worried about this run by to the third base as well. So BCX using some multitasking to his advantage here. He's going to drop in the main base while attacking the third. This isn't a huge attack or anything, so this is going to clean up very easily, but the third... The main drop is going to be an issue. The Queen's going to go down for sure. Some units popping out. Those are going to help delay this a little bit. But one gas catcher goes down. A couple workers are going to go down as well. These Roaches that are just kind of walking in aren't going to be able to kill too much. He's going to be able to focus down any of these Medivacs. It does not look like it. He does clean up that entire drop, however. And once again, a very big army supply lead. He's going to pick off one more Medivac and get another one. I'm not going to get this next one. No. Not quite going to get that last one, but... Now a pretty large army supply advantage here for Pisos, but again, not a lot of splash damage, but all those Widow Mines got cleaned up on the other side of the map. So BCX's splash damage is also likewise taken out of the game for a little while here. 3 more barracks being created over here at the third base for BCX. He's going to try to float his fourth command center over, but that's not going to happen. There's an Overlord denying that with some creep, and then this army is coming up here from Pisosa. We get directly on top of this, and there's not a lot here right now. Yeah, there's some Widow Mines, but hold position maybe on Pisosa. Yeah, he's going to try to hold, but oh, good lord. Those are some pretty big shots. Pisosa does have 2-2 finished here, but there's really just so little over here from BCX. He's not going to be able to really do much against this. More and more is just dying over and over. His +2 did just finish for the Terran player, but that's not going to be enough to actually deal with this push. And the follow-up, okay, there is actually a drop over here in the third base that's going to be really annoying. And it's nice, but the reinforcement Prisosa, so long as he rallies them over to take this out, he's going to lose his hatchery. We did save most of his drones. He only lost 6, and on the other side of the map, the Natural's being completely ransacked. He's going to get on top of the production relatively soon. CTsix, he is wisely rallying back into his Natural. He's going to be able to clean this up eventually. But Pisos is not going to go for the Natural. He's just going to go for the third base and try to pick that off. Hydra's just going to town on whatever they can. The one barracks does fall there. That's so many units. The CC, well, the CC is going to live, so that's nice. The CC is still over here at the 4th, but it's not actually doing anything. There's just very little mining going on right now for our Terran player. He's going to send all of his army down here to see what he can get done. Widowmine doesn't even get a shot off. Well, the second Widowmine will get a shot off. Will be a decent one, but this follow-up army is so massive. 165 supply to 90 right now. It's looking like Pisos is looking strong to take game number 1 here in this best of 5 series. On top of the production there. And there we go. CTsix will call the GG. Pisos will take a 1-0 lead here in this series. So BM in chat from his teammates. Daybreak is going to be bat number 2. Holy hell, I'm so hungry. I hope these games go quickly. I'm getting killed in my fantasy matchup this week. It was a consolation championship, but I'm going to lose that. That's sad. So I'm going to get 6th this season. Which I think is like my average finish in fantasy football is 6th. CTsix is ready. Pisos is ready. We're getting into game number 2. Oh, excuse me. It's gonna be a daybreak. It's a fun map. When I first started playing StarCraft, I was playing on my laptop, actually. I didn't actually have a desktop at the time. The desktop I had previously, while I was away from my apartment on campus one day, my dog knocked a glass of water from my desk into the tower, which, as you might expect, fried it. So for a long time, I just had my laptop, and why is it? Oh, I've got stuff like stuck on or something. Anyway, so for a long time I played on the laptop with just kind of plugging to a monitor and using my keyboard, etc. But this map I could not play on because the watchtowers, taking the watchtower lagged me out. I couldn't take watchtowers. It was terrible. Anyway, that is no longer the case. I do have a decent computer now, and it does not matter because we are in game number 2 here, spawning in the top right from Team Bearslavs, our Terran player in yellow. It's CTsix, and his opponent in the bottom left from All Inspiration. It's our pink Zerg. It's Pisosa. Yes, the Fantasy Pro League will be won by the Trombone Cock of Justice. Even though I know nothing about Fantasy Pro League. I've never done it. And I just kind of pick some random people. So a good map for Proxy 1111, but again, pieces with these overlords and Drone Scout will be safe from it, and it's not going to happen anyway. No gas here out of CTsix just yet, so he's going to delay his factory, but he's going to be able to get a quicker command set if he wants to do that, or any other sort of strange follow-up without gas. But gases expand, you don't really see too often, especially in TVZ, but looks like it's going to be the case. For a super fast command center. Kind of realizing that Pisos probably plays macro as well. Isn't going to be too afraid to take a quick command center, even without getting. He's even going to delay this Marine So that is extremely ballsy. Not only is he going to go for a low ground CC, gasless, he's delaying his Marines, so any early links would have just absolutely crushed this play. Had Pisos gone for a 6 pool, he would have won. Well, I'm not going to say that. 6 pools are still pretty easily held by workers, but it would have been really annoying. Would have been really, really annoying. Still, if Pisos realizes what he's going against, let's see. Did he see the CC? He did see the CC. He saw the gasless opening. He saw that there wasn't anything being actually produced from the barracks. He's got to realize that the Marine count's going to be super low for a really long time. Looks like B6, I imagine he's going to make a bunker pretty quickly here. Make sure he can actually keep this safe. I'll be interested to see how Pisos responds to this play. A couple lings in production. Actually got a spine crawler in production. I'm not sure why necessarily he's making a spine crawler. Unless he just wants to be extremely safe against... If it was possibly could have been another barracks somewhere on the map, or just a lot of early Marines. B6 did pretty quickly take 2 gases, so he's going to be able to get up to his tech relatively quickly. Looks like he may go Overlord hunting, or he may just be taking the watchtower. Looks like he's probably just taking the watchtower here. Pisos as well, trying to take watchtowers, but one Ling is not going to be able to deal with 2 Marines, let alone 1, so... they will walk into each other. Well, he's going to go try and take that, but I think his Overlord actually saw his Marines and realized he doesn't want to actually just lose that link for absolutely no reason. What? Marines just dancing around a little bit. Going to go for this watchtower as well. He wants to keep his opponent really, really blind, which is interesting. It's really interesting to me. We do have a reactor coming down on this barracks, just making more Marines. There are only 2 in each of these gases. This is something that BCX knows exactly what he is doing here, which are really, those are really fun builds. When gas timings are extremely strict to the point where you actually put 2 in each geyser, I think that's really cool. That means you've thought the build out very, very well. You know exactly what you need to do to get what you need. So I'm intrigued to see what this is going to be. Maybe even like Hellbats? I don't know. Stim timing with Hellbats? Possible. A lot of things left for B6 to do. It could also just be the fact that he didn't get this gas until a little bit later, so he just needs a little bit of a boost. A little bit more than 3 workers. Looks like combat shield first with these Hellions. A lot of Marines in combat shield can be extremely frightening for a Zerg player to deal with if he doesn't get Banelings quick enough. Or really, if he doesn't get a lot of units quick enough in general. Third hatchery is down for Pisos, so this was spotted immediately by BCX, so he knows that it's there. Hellions out on the map as well are going to be taking a little bit of map control as well as they possibly can. Queens will shoo away the Marine from this third base, but this follow-up could be pretty scary here. Combat Shield is going to finish up here shortly. I'm just not sure exactly what B6 is going to do with it. If he's going to try to get aggressive, or he's going to just stay back home and stay defensive. If he was expecting some sort of all-in or what. Speed is on the way here for Pisos. So this Overlord, if this Overlord dies, that would be really, really depressing, but it's not going to. Oh, it's going to die. Pisos is not paying attention to it. It's going to die. That's awful. Wait. Oh, did he? He didn't send the Marine forward. He doesn't realize. He didn't realize. He thinks it's on the. It's not on the ledge. It's not on the ledge. It's not where it should be. So we've got a lot of Marines walking across the map right now with combat shield and some Hellions in support. There is a spine crawler trying to be made. There are some Queens, but the Queens are really low on health. One transfuse does go down. Decent targeting by BCX, making sure he's going after the high health Queen, but now he's going to reposition his attack here. Probably going to maybe go for the natural even, but with speed finish, Baneless is on the way as well. I think Lings alone should be able to eventually clean this up, but it is still going to be a very scary hold here. All the Lings are actually over at the third base. Speed is not finished yet. Pieces is trying to wait for Speed to finish. It looks like B6 just wants to go for the upgrade, actually, and canceling that is going to be a bit of a victory in itself. But Speed has finished up here now. Massive little choke off here that B6 has placed himself into, but this is going to get cleaned up pretty easily just with the Lings. Yeah, Peace also lost a lot, but so did BCX. 1,000 resources lost to 431. There is a third commands that are done, so that is fine. He's got combat shield. He's got the starport building reactor right now, so B6 is fine. It's okay. He did delay drone production, which is really, really nice. But Peace also has a pretty good setup here at his third base already, so the income is going to get in his favor pretty quickly, and with 1-1 finishing and Banelings available, there's a lot of Banelings back home. If those Banelings were up here and he went for something, he could probably try and bust right now, but I don't think he really wants to, especially not without Baneling speed, and Baneling speed is still pretty far off. CTsix moving out on the map once again. He sees this. Did he see those links? I think he saw those links. He may have seen the links. Pretty sure he saw those links. Oh, Widowmine shot. Doesn't get a lot. Oh, he's gonna get on in there. That's not even it's not even a wall up in the first place. He's gonna get in the main. Depots are not raised. He's gonna get some worker kills. Shouldn't get too many, but the follow-up is gonna be more and more lings, and losing any workers right now is a bit of an issue. Marines with combat shield and being healed by medevacs aren't gonna really lose a lot to a few lings with only 1-1. But with 2-2 on the way, no Spire just yet, but he is getting these extra macro hatcheries, so it's looking like he's just going to go full-on Ling Bling 5-hatch, produce as many units as he possibly can, and see what he can get done. Both players in a pretty even position right now. There's no gas taking over here at this third base. CTsix try to come into the third and see what he can get done, but lings were already here. There's actually some Banelings as well, but he's going to have to pick that up. Nice pickup by CTsix, making sure he saves the 2 Hellions, and there is a drop coming into the main base as well. There's nothing really here. There's a Spore Crawler, but Spore Crawlers don't shoot the ground, so I'll see what happens with that. But CTsix is on the map, but it's kind of unsure what he's going to do. He's going to send some of his lings forward. There are 2 Widowmine going to deal with this. That's dead immediately. There was even a Widowmine in this drop, so another Widowmine here. Ooh, the shot's going to go off. He's going to hit a lot of things. Yeah, a lot of things either. 14 workers were killed here by CTsix. Great multitasking out of our Terran player. Just pulling CTsix apart. CTsix is wanting to attack right now, but he is just not being allowed. The drop is down on the natural. It's only 2 Marines, so it's going to get cleaned up. But a ton of damage done here. And now the Terran has a 13 worker lead, which is absolutely massive right now. CTsix will eventually take his third command center. It is floating on over there. The question right now, I think, is will this follow up with 2-2 and a lot of lings and blings still have enough power to actually deal with CTsix? He's got some Widowmines out. Whoops. He's got some Widowmines out here. He's even got it protecting his third. With some pre-splits, he should be okay. CTsix is definitely going to want to take this Watchtower because now he knows. Look at all of that. That's scary. There was another attempted drop over at the third base, so that's going to get cleared up. It's a lot of units. It's a lot of units over here for CTsix. It looks like he's just waiting for 2-2 to finish up before he rolls on in here. Is he going to roll into the main or this third base? It looks like he is. Splitting up a few of his lings forward first. Oh god, the Banelings. Oh, no target fire there by our Terran player, which is kind of sad for him. If he target fire that, he kills all of those Banes at once. Should have been absolutely massive. There are still 4 Widowmines up at the top here. Some units moving forward quickly, try to get some of these mine shots off, but still more and more Widowmines here are available. CTsix is just not able to actually attack into this. He's got a lot of bandits. He's got no power behind this. Drop over here is cleaned up pretty well, but yeah, that's completely cleaned up. 123 supply to 70 right now, and just so little army supply. There's really nothing on the map right now for CTsix. He's got 53 lings. A bunch of those did just finish up. He's going to be making this. I assume he's going to try to make a ton of bandlings. He just has no minerals right now. He lost so many workers. He's been producing nothing but lings right now. He just hadn't had a chance to produce anything but lings. He really can't do anything against what's coming at him. It's a lot of bile. They've got 1-1. They're about to have +2 attack as well. 7 bandits are finishing up. He's even CTsix kind of forced to engage before he really wants to, before his bandits are finished, just because he needed to keep those bandits alive. He is running away with this now, and again, this random corruptor that CTsix produces. Not necessarily sure why he wants to do that. He did that in the previous game, but yeah, we'll have to see. CTsix, the longer he waits, I think the worse situation he's going to be in. But at the same time, CTsix doesn't have the drone guy he wants. He's only on 45 drones. He doesn't even have the gases at his third base. So this game is getting kind of out of hand in regards to the bank. Third base is saturated over here almost completely by CTsix. He's adding on another 3 command centers at a time right now. No mutas on the field, so drops are still a huge issue for P-Sosa. Yeah, he's got +2/+2. That's nice, but +2 is not going to save you against this much bio, especially with the decent splits we're seeing already coming from BCX. Fewer banelings go down and not many banelings do remain, so it's looking already, so long as there's not any major mess ups here by our Terran players, look like he is in a really good spot to take game number 2 here. He does lose the medevac over the third base, but these Marines are going to clean up more workers even in the engagement happening. Well, Pieces, why isn't he just kind of using his lanes, not really wasting any Banes right now? He's actually killing a lot here with just Banes, or just with Lings, which is really, really nice for him. But still, the supply differential, he's down by 70 supply. 60 supply, I do math really well. He's going to roll on in here as well he can, but honestly, there's so many Marauders even mixed in there, and there goes the entire army of Pisosa. Now there's really just nothing left over. The Manor Mule's coming down even. To be expected. Is he going to dance him? Not going to dance him. That's kind of sad. Saying, Pisosa, go ahead and get on out of this game. You're not going to win. 16 Banes in production, that's nice. Another Corruptor being produced. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure why that keeps happening. But a 80 supply advantage right now for our Terran player. He's got an extra base on his opponent. He's got extra command centers as well. And when you have extra command centers, you're at that point of the game, as a Terran player, you're in a really nice spot. And look at the banks. 3,000 minerals in the bank, 2,000 gas as well. Absolutely a massive lead right now for our Terran player. 62 workers to 47. Army supply is 102 to 37. There's really not much. There's a lot of banelings over here at the third base. But he's kind of choked himself off with this hatchery even. Some banelings crash into some Marauders, and that kind of cues BCX to go ahead and start splitting, which he does, and he does well. All that gets cleaned up. Piece is going to roll up his Lings. He's able to clean this up, which is nice. He's going to use the Corruptors to kind of just look fancy, I suppose. Drop still available over here for BCX to go into the main base whenever he wants to do that. One hatchery does go down, just kind of stunting the production even more of Pisosa. He could clean this up with Lings. He's going to really need to clean this up with Lings. He really can't afford to wait on Banelings. But Widow Mines, oh god, Widow Mine. Oh god, Widow Mine, get out of there. Okay. That would have been awful. Losing more. Oh, speaking of awful. That just happened. Dropping the main once again. It still has not been cleaned up. Still no mutas, of course. There's a lot of Corruptors. He's got 8 Corruptors, which is cute, but really the Corruptors can't do anything. There's a couple Widow Mines over the third base, getting more and more kills. Look at these drones. Been killed. 6 more have been killed off here. He's killed 27 so far in this game. Splitting, even though there's no banelings on the map. There's 9 being in production. There's a lot of Lings. These 2-2 upgrades are really, really helping out. But B6 is on 3-2 currently. The Corruptors are actually taking out all the medevacs, which is pretty hilarious. But even just straight bile is going to be pretty okay against this. Well, he loses a lot there. But 24 Lings in production to try to finish this up. But not able to clean it up, I don't think. It's possible. Maybe he can spew some corruption. There we go. GG from Piso, so he does finally tap out. Piso is really difficult to kill. It's very difficult to kill. In my game 2 against Pisos, I killed every single one of his hatcheries with DTs, and I still lost. So, there's that. So we will wait for game match number 3's map, Metalopolis. No surprises there. I'm gonna be right back because I am dying. Alright. Loading on in here to game number 3. Gonna be on Metapolis. Metapolis. I'm very good at speaking. Spawning here in the left side of Metalopolis. It is our Terran player in yellow for Bears Loss. It's CTsix. And his opponent. And the right. Our pink Zerg from All Inspiration. It's CTsix. So far, CTsix has showed us probably 4 or 5 different playstyles. I mean, they're pretty generally the same, but he keeps mixing in a little bit of differences in each of them, such as the Corruptors, which, I mean, they killed a lot of medevacs. He did kill a lot of medevacs, and, you know, if CTsix's economy isn't so in shambles and he's killed all those medevacs, he's in a really good spot. But his eco was just so downtrodden for so long in that game that he just wasn't able to actually push the way he wanted to. He never remade some of the drones that he lost. It really put him behind. I think he kind of frantically and maybe panic made a lot of units. It just kept making units to try to kill CTsix, but he needed to still have a setup economy, which he just did not actually have. And actually have a pool first at a CTsix, which is the first time I've actually seen him do a pool first so far in these games. I guess a Terran player at least. So we'll have to wait and see what he decides to do with that. I mean, I still imagine he's going to take a hatchery. There you go. He's sitting a drone down to take his hatch. CTsix is still very much a macro-oriented player. So seeing him try to do some sort of early cheese is not necessarily anything you can expect, to be honest. And meanwhile, CTsix with the same general setup that you would expect. He is getting this Reaper expand that we saw in game number 1. This will be a really hard map to do the sort of ability did last game, with that gasless quick expansion on the low ground even. Would have been very difficult to actually pull off on this map. So he is going for the Reapers first. I'm going to get at least 2 of them. Imagine the command center factory will follow those up. But 4 lings actually already on the map. Looks like he's just going to send these lings around on the map, but they're going to run directly into the Reaper, so the Reaper can just go to town on them and kill all of those before they actually do anything. He's going to pass. Oh, we just barely saw the shadow of it, but I don't think he's going to see that with the Queen back home to actually defend this Reaper. These lings are going to be super annoying and go for this SCV. But I think CTsix he's aware of that being a possibility. He sees the Queen, he sees the pool finished, he realizes that's probably going to be the case. He's leaving the second Reaper back home. But is the SCV actually going to get killed? He's focusing it down. The SCV will go down. So that's rough. So CTsix will have to send another SCV, but this delays his command center for a little bit of time, which is extremely annoying. CTsix is going to lose all these lings, however it seems. But did get a lot done there. One more ling to go here for CTsix, and he will be able to clean this up. Oh, almost gets that killed. Almost gets that killed. So just a slight delay on this command center, which, you know, anything you can do early in the game like that is a massive kind of a win for you. And that is the only thing CTsix wanted to do with those early lings. He wanted to cancel the build time of the command center. Yeah, he wasn't going to be able to cancel the command center itself, but killing the SCV is a pretty big deal this early. The Reapers are retained as well, so he's going to be able to, you know, poke around, be annoying, get into the main base, look around, see exactly what CTsix is doing. He does have 1 gas up, no extra gases just yet, and we got a Roachborn on the way very, very quickly. I imagine because he realizes that Hellions are going to be a factor. And then, just like it's difficult for the Terran to wall off, it's difficult for the Zerg player to actually go ahead and wall off. That's an interesting location for your first Evo chamber. Not actually against the ramp at all. But 1 Evo chamber up currently. A second gas being taken, finally. And there is a 3rd command center here from CTsix. CTsix looks like he's going to follow up once again with a Banshee or 2. See if he'll get cloaked this game or not. He's going to get cloaked this game. Oh, no, he cancels it. I was so excited for him to say for him to actually go get cloak, but went ahead and cancels the cloak. He's got a couple of Hellions out on the map trying to see what they can get done, but shouldn't be too much to do. There's a decent kind of a pretend wall off here. They are going to be able to, well, snipe off this drone most likely. Yeah, he's going to focus the drone now, make Pisos send another drone to go take the hatchery. Has Pisos really seen anything? Pisos hasn't scouted, so he doesn't know about the Banshee follow-up right now, and it's gonna hit pretty hard. It's gonna be annoying. It probably will get at least a few kills, but beyond that, it shouldn't do too much damage. There is a lair finished already, so an Overseer will be made up. We'll be able to deal with it. Oh, Hellions actually get a queen over here at the third base location, and he's denied the third base coming up for a really long time, which is really, really nice. And eventually he's going to be able to bring the Banshees over and be annoying with the on the third base there until Pisos actually gets something over that can actually shoot up. Losing that queen is a pretty big deal. It stops his creep spread. It makes him make another queen the first one as well if he even wants to get creep spread. So now he has to defend this third base. There's going to be a lot of Hellions out here actually. Is this actually going to turn into... Okay. I was worried it's going to be turning into mech, but it's not. Not turning into mech. He's going to send the Hellions into the third base, kind of distract Pisos for a little bit. Banshee coming into the main base. It's got Cloak finished up. He did restart that Cloak. There's a Spore Crawler over here, but it's kind of out in BFE. It's not going to be able to do too much to help Pisos out here. He's going to move that into a better location, but he's going to lose the Queen, it seems. Yeah, he's going to lose that Queen. Queen's going to go down, so another Queen has died. He's being forced to make Spore Crawlers in his natural base as well. He's got some upgrades on the way. This Banshee is just doing so much damage. 5 kills. One of those was the Queen, which is absolutely massive. 4 of those were workers, and now there's this third base is going to be under fire by Hellions and another Banshee. So the Banshee and Hellion harass is absolutely real. There's nothing these roaches are going to be able to do against the Banshee, which is going to be a problem. You can just kill all the roaches with the Banshees and then walk back in with the Hellions whenever he wants to do that. There's a Spore Crawler on the way over at this third base, and it looks like, well, Pisos kind of had enough. He's got speed finishing up. He's going to try and go across the map and see what he can get done with these roaches, but it's not going to be too much. There are Widow Mines back here in the main natural choke area. He's even making it... Oh, it's an armory. It's not a bunker. But he's got a bunker set up. Yeah, there's some roaches. They do have +1/+1 finished here. It's a lot of roaches, really. There's a couple Widow Mines. Widow Mine shot does go off, kills one roach, gets another lot of damage on the rest of them. Banshees are here, and they're going to do a lot of damage, but there's a lot of roaches, actually, and I'm not sure if BCX has enough to really defend this. He needs to get on top of that bunker and repair it, but that's not going to happen. That goes down way too quickly. There is a tank that is finished up. That tank should be able to shoot us away, but it's really going to be down to what all is Piso going to be able to kill here. He's not actually focusing on workers at all. He's only got 3 worker kills. He killed a good chunk of that army, but he did lose his entire army as well. There we go, 29 army supply to 18. The Banshees are still alive. Third base isn't really saturated for Piso. He's got he's got +2 attack on the way, no 2 carapace on the way, however. Because without this, without this third base actually set up, his economy is pretty low right now. Third base isn't set up either from BCX, but he is floating it on over there. Medevac is boosting across the map with some Marines. There are not a lot of units out here for Pisosa. He's got, 5 Hydras, 3 Roaches to deal with 2-prong attack. He's going to leave the Hydras and Roaches over at the third base, it seems. And he's going to have to defend against these 2 the drop. It's not Banshees, it's just a drop. I don't think Pisosa saw that either. He's getting these notifications from all over the map. Cloak goes down. Looks like a Queen may get killed off as well. There's a Spore Crawler back in the back, but this is pretty rough right now. 60 workers to 60. That's, even at this point. There we go. Dropping the main, going to do a lot of damage here as well. Banshees are still being annoying. Their Hydra's going to be able to push those away, sort of, but there's just so little. There's just so little left right now for Piso. So losing the Queens the way he has so far in this game is really, really rough. Losing just more and more workers right now. BCX with just smart multitasking. That's really all it is. It's not, it's not that it's amazing. It's not the best. I think it's good, but it's just very smart. Realizing exactly what he can do, when he can put damage out, where he can put damage out, and doing that. pretty much exactly, perfectly is very nice for him there. And losing the injects the way CTsix has, yeah, he still has the 3 queens, but he's just now finishing saturating his third base. CTsix has his third base saturated as well. He doesn't have the gas there just yet, and his army supply is it's kind of low. He doesn't have a ton back home. He's got a single tank, it seems, only a 1 tank, but he does have another drop in the main base once again. He's going to kill off some more workers, it seems. Maybe even kill off another queen. Focusing down the queen, no, he's actually kind of just trapped himself a little bit. So he does kill a gas geyser, which is a little bit nice. There's quite a bit of an army on the right side over here. They've got +2 attack and +1 carapace. They're going to be rolling into a tank and some widow mines, however, which is not anything really that CTsix wants to go into. He should just probably pull away from this. There he goes. He is going to pull away from that. There's no point in attacking that. At least he wants to wait for +2 carapace to finish up, as well as the muscular augments for those hydralisks. 2 Marauders do scout out that this hatchery is being created here at the gold base. That's probably going to get canceled. Kind of no reason not to cancel it. It does get canceled and gets remade immediately. Just a little bit of an annoyance. CTsix is sort of stabilizing here, but it's kind of a point of CTsix is set up very well. He's got this army and he knows what to do with it. He's got a double drop moving out. There are 5-6 roaches back here from CTsix in the main base to try and deal with this, but 5-6 roaches against a double drop, actually a triple drop, because the medevac from the earlier drop is still here. Yeah, it wasn't completely full, but that is a lot of units, and CTsix has no idea. Needs to get some creep over in this location so you can actually see this coming, but now he realizes, but the roaches don't even know what to do. They can't see anything over there. They can't actually attack that. Some hydras coming in. The hydras are so squishy, they're going to die super fast. More and more units coming in. Needs to try to snipe off some of these medevacs. Doesn't quite happen. Nope. Doesn't happen. This 4th base gets canceled once again. And CTsix is just getting pulled apart in either direction. Basically 2 armies at this point for CTsix, which is really all he needs. And good God, we have Swarm Host in the production tab right now. He's also realizing that he needs to find a way to actually defend against all of this multi-pronged aggression. He's going to make some Swarm Hosts to be able to keep himself completely safe in one location at least. Nope. Medevac's thought about boosting in there. That's not going to happen. Going to have to find a different angle to get in. Looking for a 4th command center. There we go. 4th command center is 4th and 5th command centers are thrown down at the same time at CTsix. I could probably throw down 2 more, honestly. He's got a ton of money right now. It's floating a lot of money. He's getting close to maxing out, but still not quite there. And CTsix sees the Swarm Host now. This just drops everywhere right now. Oh, that's a really nice pickup there for CTsix. It kills off the drop, kills off all the medevacs as well. There's a drop being put down into the 3rd base, but there's a Spore Crawler here. It's actually going to kill off these medevacs. Both medevacs go down, so CTsix is kind of throwing away his advantage right now. And now we have 191 supply to 170. He could have been trying to throw this away, just switching into more tanks, but I don't know about that. I don't think he wanted to lose that much at the moment. 2-2 is about to finish up here for CTsix. Hopefully he will go directly into 3-3 to keep that upgrades rolling. Right now he is going to just be even. And depending on, I guess, CTsix, a lot of this army and a lot of the supplies in these Swarm Hosts. He's got 10 Swarm Hosts out. And he's sending those in opposite directions, making sure he's just taking control of both of these pathways. This is going to be an awkward split map scenario for a while, I think. CTsix definitely needs to spread some creep over to this location so he actually gets a little bit more use out of these Swarm Hosts. But still, Swarm Hosts are free units. There's only 2 tanks. There's 5 tanks. Just one's back here. Oh, pick up this tank too? Nope. Another double drop coming up. These units are still back over here. It's actually nothing but Hydras, so if those medevacs just fly into this location, they're going to get shut down so quickly. Love the positioning here by CTsix on this watchtower with the tank. So not only does he have the watchtower vision, he's got high ground vision as well. So it means these locusts are really never going to be able to actually kill this tank. Unless he sends an overlord over here and it just goes directly for it, but still, there's a lot of tanks over here. CTsix is kind of waiting. Waiting. So many units. So many units right now. Very good game from both players here. +3 attack now on the way, +3 Caribs on the way for P-Sosa. Actually, both players started +3/+3 at the same exact time. This Swarm Host Armada is going to do... It's going to be really annoying for a long time, but P-Sosa he just needs to find a way to do some damage to his opponent's economy. Maybe even just rolling these Bailings once they get their speed finished up, rolling the Bailings into this base. Yeah, there's the planetary there, but you can still probably get a lot of worker kills. If you can do that, that would be absolutely massive. And there's really absolutely nothing over here defending us besides the fact that the planetary is there. Planetaries don't shoot fast enough really to kill off a lot of those Bailings. So hopefully he does figure that out and go for that. A little bit of a drop there, being a little bit annoying. CTsix does see the fact that Bailings are on the field now. This drop still hasn't really done anything. It's just still kind of sitting over here waiting to do anything. Just a lot going on for both players right now. Just drawing their focus in every single direction. Stormers are just so annoying because if you're not paying attention, if you unsiege a tank incorrectly, you're going to lose a lot of your units. P-Sosa is going to start needing to take some extra bases here. He's still only on 4 bases. He's definitely running out of minerals. Minerals are gone in his main. Minerals are starting to run out as natural as well. He's going to want to take these bases down here pretty soon. This base is going to be really, really susceptible to drops for a while. We do have a Spire in production now for P-Sosa. So that's a nice little addition to his force. But both players are now maxed. Where is his army? His army is over here. Okay. Still, this drop hasn't done anything. I love the patrolling. The patrolling Hydras actually spread out very well. Spore crawlers all around the base. P-Sosa turning himself into a Terran with all these spore crawlers sitting around at the periphery of his bases here. Got a tank. So well done. He's able to get a tank there. This is turning into a really interesting game. There we go. There's that drop. I was kind of expecting for a while. Oh, Bailing's rolling in. Can he pick up the medevac? Not quite. Another base being taken by CTsix here. Likewise, he has run out of minerals. He actually ran out of gas on that first geyser that he did take. He's pretty out of minerals here at his natural as well. Again, the power of mules. You lose minerals so quickly in your bases that you really need to start expanding, kind of like a Zerg player later in the game, because you're going to have a lot of command centers. You're be able to mule things out really, really quickly. Still nothing has been done with this drop. He probably just needs to bring that back. Okay, he's going to try something now. He's going to scan and see these spore crawlers, see the Hydras patrolling. But he does notice that there's probably a little bit of a weak spot over here. Going to draw at least a little bit of the focus away from this main army. But the main army is in a pretty good spot here for P-Sosa, so he's going to be pretty fine against this. This drop, really, there isn't a lot over here. Oh, good God, we have Adrenal Glands. We've got a Greater Spire on the way. We've got Corruptors on the way. So this time, the Corruptors are actually going to do something. The Corruptors are going to... Oh, Corruptors, go for those medevacs. One medevac goes down. Last medevac is going to go down as well. It means there's nothing but a few of these units here, so that drop did absolutely nothing. After spending, a good 5-10 minutes waiting, they come in and they kill 3 workers, and they die. Another tank goes down here in the middle for CTsix, so these 10 Swarm Hosts are still just doing work. Did you see kills on this? Did you see the kills on the Locusts or the Swarm Hosts themselves? I think you see on the Swarm Hosts themselves. CTsix trying to get in and, I don't know, do something with those Marauders. I think he's just freeing up supply, realizing that there's a Greater Spire in production. He knows it's a factor. He's freeing up supply, going for Ravens, going for Vikings, double Viking production, actually quadruple Viking production at a time. Starport making Ravens as well. And this is kind of a scary thing for P-Sosa because P-Sosa he's really prone to turning every single one of his Corruptors into Broodlords and is losing all of those Broodlords at once. Run by Roach Force trying to go for this planetary. There's enough SCVs, I think, to repair this, and Mule's being dropped as well to repair it. Is he going to get it? He's actually pulling more SCVs. He's going to save this planetary. This planetary gets so many kills to walk away from that. So well done by CTsix. Getting over there in time to save that base. We are switching into melee upgrades finally for P-Sosa. He's got Adrenal Glands. Hell, he's got an Ultra Cavern as well. There's a bit of run by into this base as well. There's a lot of production over here, actually. There's a couple of these starports with the tech labs pumping out some units. He's going to kill a geyser. He's going to kill some of the army over here. P-Sosa doing pretty well in this game. He's figured out a way to kind of break his opponent. He's getting pretty much every upgrade in the game right now. Look at the freaking bank. 10,000 minerals. 10,000 minerals right now. Both players are almost at 10,000 minerals. This is insane. Would like to see some more production capabilities from both players, honestly. There's another drop trying to come in, and CTsix still hasn't taken an extra base yet. He's going to run out of money. He's got a ton of money. He's not going to run out of money very soon, but he's going to run out of places to mine. CTsix is just dropping his supply so he can just switch into a mech composition, it seems. The only problem, really, I think, is the fact that he doesn't have any upgrades for this mech. Look at all the Vikings and all the Ravens. Good God. It's like, how did this happen? I feel like CTsix may want to abandon the Corruptor idea. The Corruptor Broodlord army. I mean, he could still just go for this. I mean, he's going to kill all of these. Seeker missiles are going down. Oh, God, Seekers. Oh, God, Seekers. Well, they don't do too much. Actually, they were put down on some of the ground army instead of the air armies, so the air army is just chasing and killing as much as they possibly can. There's +3 attack on those Vikings. No upgrades on the Corruptors at all. He's not really got anything to deal with that. With the PDDs as well, he's going to back off of this. However, if he does turn these into Broodlords and just starts attacking this chasm, and even the Swarm Host have repositioned here, he's got 12 of them now. Well, 13 of them now. This game is so nuts. Absolutely nuts. 10,000 minerals for both players. Gas count's pretty telling though. 3,700 left for CTsix. Only 1,200 left right now for CTsix, but he has been producing 4 Vikings and 3 Ravens at a time, so it's no surprise really. But this is awkward. It's an awkward situation. CTsix still has 2 bases he needs to take. He needs to take those quicker, honestly. There's no reason he's not taking those. Auto turret's coming down. He's going to probably throw down some Seekers on some of these. I don't know. Maybe not. This is such a ridiculous game. If these turn into Broodlords and start attacking to the main base, that's a possibility as well. That just means that he's going to be pretty defenseless over at his main army, but it's not a terrible idea. Swarm hosts are just going to be walking into the gold base, being annoying for a long time. Yeah, this planetary is going to get a ton of kills on it. Killing auto turrets, like, whoa. This is so silly. 7 more Corruptors in production, another Spire in production. CTsix realized that, hey, I have no upgrades. I should probably get some upgrades. Problem being, once again, he doesn't have much gas. He really needs these bases. He really needs this gas. He needs to do that probably 10 minutes ago. Because right now he's going to be running out. Both players are honestly kind of running out of gas. Kind of a matter of time. CTsix I think he's probably just gonna try to run down to this base and see what he can get done. I don't know of any point in going for this gold base. Yeah, he's gonna take out a ton of Spore Collars, which is really nice. Lings coming in. They do have Adrenal Glands. They've only got +1, I think, right now. They got +2 actually. They do have +2, so that's the thing. So many Corruptors. So many Corruptors. He's got 19 Corruptors right now. He's got 7 more Hydras in production, so this is an interesting play. Planetary is going to be at 70-ish kills, and it's probably going to go down. Oh, barely stays alive. One more wave of Locust should take down this Planetary. Triple drop. It is spotted by CTsix, so he does know it's on its way. So you can prepare for that, but again, at this stage of the game, you're just doing so many things at once. It's really hard to prepare for. Planetary does go down. I think catch how many kills I had on at the very end. This one's already up to 47. Drop going down over here, but Corruptors are just going to completely just ruin these medevacs. So many Corruptors. The rest of the army does die as well. I mean, this Viking Raven force is nice, but if CTsix just stops producing Corruptors or just doesn't produce Broodlords, he should be okay. Or even going for Infestors. He already has Pathogen Glands. He's getting Neuroparasite even. That's how far deep into this game we're getting. He's getting Neuroparasite, making sure he has just every upgrade he possibly can. He has finally started taking these gases here. He still needs 2 in this geyser. Still so many workers left on both sides. More barracks coming down. Another starport coming down as well for CTsix. CTsix kind of realizing that he's going to need production that isn't just Vikings and Ravens. I think it's nice. He did hard counter the Broodlord switch. I don't know what this is doing. But he kills off some of these Hydras. A lot of Seekers going down. Oh, good lord, these Seekers are going to do so much damage. CTsix didn't really split at all and just lost a ton of units, but at the same time, A lot of units just went down there for BCX. Let's look at the resources lost. 30,000 resources lost by our Terran player. 1,700 lost by 17,000. Not 1,700. 17,000 lost by PSOSA. Units lost tab itself. 12 Corruptors just went down. I'm pretty sure at that point, but 10 Ravens died, which is absolutely huge. A little bit like a little bit of a run by over at this location. Didn't really do too much. Some ground army over here from BCX trying to clean up what it can. There's a lot of spore collars everywhere. It's being super annoying. And I agree, there should be an achievement for unlocking the entire tech tree. It's like, at this point, Pisos is playing Civilization. He's not actually playing StarCraft. He's getting everything. He's up to he's up to +1, +2 on his air here in just a second. He's got +2 on the way for that attack. What is his melee upgrades? I think his melee upgrades at 3-3. He has a 3-3 of every single attacking upgrade. Look at all the command centers. So eventually BCX is gonna say goodbye to all of his SCVs. These are all gonna be orbitals. Problem being, there's not really a ton of minerals left on this map. Yeah, he's got these bases left, but once those mules start dropping, they're just gonna die really fast. That's a really big bioforce. Pisos may have just kind of overmade some units that he doesn't want right now. These bases are all probably gonna die. There are some ultras in production finally, and it's looking like this. Funnily enough, this may turn into basically a Wings Liberty game, where we see Broodlord Corruptor and some ultras coming in here. I'm not sure what the Corruptors are really doing right now besides getting themselves killed. The Swarm Hosts come from behind and help this out. PSOSA, he's got a pretty big advantage now. 150 army supply and 86. BCX just doesn't know what composition to go for. If he goes for a ground army, PSOSA just makes a bunch of Broodlords. If he goes for the air army, PSOSA continues making this ground army. So this is absolutely ridiculous. Planetary is still getting more and more kills. Another ground army has shown up. Ultras are here now. Ultras are going to get kited for days. They are on creep, which is nice, but still just going to get kited. There's really no reason any of these, too many of these Marines should die off, but it looks like all this will die off. The Planetary actually goes down. Swarm Host, such a good decision here for PSOSA. 18 workers have just died. I think that was probably just an intentional throw of workers, however, so not a big deal. But at this stage, it's going to be pretty difficult for PSOSA to actually lose this game. He's got +3 air attack on air Carapace on the way. +2 attack is going to be finishing up here in about 10 seconds. That is a big air army. He's got a lot of Ravens. That's nice. PSOS Bank is pretty much spent. He did make a lot of ultras that didn't really do anything. Secret Missile going down on the ultra, and really Bailey's just going to die too. Seekers everywhere. Oh my gosh. Lots of Seekers going down, but looks like the entire air army has been cleaned up. There we go. GG. 40-minute game. What a game. PSOSA taking game number 3. That was an experience. Damn. So we're gonna go ahead and get into game number 4. It's gonna be on Ohana. That was intense. That was a really fun TVZ. I mean, a lot of TVZs, if you see a TVZ go that late, it's generally because it's mech versus like Swarm Host, but that wasn't really the case. It was bio, air. It was kind of, I don't know, it was really strange. It was bio and mech versus sort of some Swarm Hosts, but still Hydras, and then there's the threat of the Broodlords the entire time. Just really interesting game, and very well played on both sides. So starting on Ohana for game number 4, BCX will have to win to force the game number 5, otherwise PSOSA will go ahead and take this weekly. This is number 9. So again, this is an open bracket weekly tournament put on by 1HP for the win. from CT6. There's also a bronze, silver, and gold match. I don't know why I did that. There's bronze, silver, gold match that is also done every week on Saturdays at noon. If you are interested in that. But as it stands, we are in our map, spawning in the top left from Bear Sloths in yellow. It's our Terran player BCX. And as opponent in the bottom right from All Inspiration, it is our pink Zerg player, CTsix. So after this game, I want to see a 10 pool. After that last game. It's not going to happen, though. Not going to happen. Yeah, the Plat Diamond, it's been a lot of winners, a lot of different winners. The Bronze, Silver, Gold one, there's been like 2 or 3 people who've won it pretty much the entire time. I think Baby Puncher won 4 or 5 of the weeks. But yeah, Gulu did win 2 in a row. I want to say he may have actually won another one as well at some point. I'm gonna go. Actually, did I switch the overlay? I didn't switch the overlay. Derp. Yeah. Overlay is a good thing. I was gonna go check the point standings while really nothing is going on interesting in this game. See, Gulu's actually won 3 times. CTsix has been the runner-up twice. He's actually the runner-up the last 2 weeks. So he's looking to actually stop being the SOS of the CTL. Beyond that, Kami has won once. Doohickey has won twice. 1 HP for the win, won once, and Canary won once. Point standings right now, the top 8 will make the final. He's going to do like a final single elimination tournament after the end of these tournaments, at the end of these weeklies. Top 8 right now, Doohickey, number 1, 42 points. Guluhi with 39, 1 HP for the win with 29. I have 20. Resker has 20. We're both tied for 4th. Vespasian with 19. Canary and Indian are tied for 7th/8th with 18. Pisosa, where is he sitting at? He's got 14. So if he's able to actually pick up the 10 points for first place, he's going to jump pretty high up. He will jump up to, I think, 4th, actually. I'll have to stop doing math in my head, but I'm pretty sure he'll jump up to 4th. Even if he gets 2nd, he'll jump up pretty high. He'll jump up in the top 8. He will pass up Canary and Vespasian. Indian was in the semifinals this week, so he will stay in the top 8. I was in the quarters, so I should stay in the top 8 too, I think. It's kind of how far up can CTsix go. So we have the same gasless opener into 2 gas from BCX as we saw in the second game on Daybreak. It's kind of generally how he wants to... It's kind of interesting that he likes to do that on a 2-player map. Rather than doing it on something like a 4-player map where it seems a little bit more safe to go for, early units, or not a lot of early units. Really nice positioning on B6's Marines there. Is able to kill off a couple of the Lings. Yeah, he loses his 2 Marines as well. So not quite an even trade, but still a decent one. There's a bunker already set up, and looks like B6 is going to start walling off his natural here as well. Got the factory on the way, got this reactor finishing up. Probably make at least a few Marines and maybe switch into Hellions. We do